Suspenseful space is completely silent. It is completely black. You are floating in a tiny metal box, hurtling at 24,000 miles per hour through the endless void. You feel weightless. Have you ever wondered what true isolation feels like? Welcome to April 11, 1970. You are an astronaut. You are on the Apollo 13 mission, alongside Commander Jim Lovell and Lunar Module pilot Fred Hayes. Your destination is the Fra Mauro Highlands of the Moon. It is a dream come true. But this dream is about to become a desperate fight for survival. For the first 2 days, everything is perfect. The launch was incredibly smooth. The spacecraft, named Odyssey, is functioning flawlessly. You are now 200,000 miles away from Earth. Your home planet looks like a fragile, tiny blue marble floating in the window. Are you ready to make history? Suddenly, a loud bang shakes the entire ship. Metal shudders violently. Alarms start screaming in your headset. Master alarms light up the control panel in bright, flashing red. What just happened? Urgent. Houston. We've had a problem. The words leave your crewmate, Jack Swiggert's mouth. You look out the small window into the darkness. You see a white cloud venting out into space. It is your oxygen. It is bleeding into the void. You are losing the very air you need to breathe. Dramatic pause. Oxygen tank 2 has just exploded. The blast took out oxygen tank 1 with it. But in space, oxygen is not just for breathing. It feeds the fuel cells that generate your electricity and your water. You are losing power. You are losing water. The command module is rapidly dying. How will you survive? Suspenseful mission control in Houston is scrambling in sheer panic. The moon landing is immediately canceled. Your new mission is terrifyingly simple. Survive. You must evacuate the dying command module. You must move into the lunar module, named Aquarius. Aquarius is your only lifeboat. It is designed to keep 2 men alive for 2 days on the moon. Now, it must keep 3 men alive for 4 agonizing days as you slingshot around the dark side of the moon to head back to Earth. Can its thin metal walls hold? Urgent. To save power for re-entry, you must shut down almost every system. The temperature inside the cabin plummets. It drops to a freezing 38 degrees Fahrenheit. You are wearing thin cotton flight suits. Frost forms thick on the control panels and the windows. You cannot sleep. Your hot dog rations freeze completely solid. Are you going to freeze to death before you reach home? Dramatic pause. Dehydration sets in. Because the water-producing fuel cells are dead, you are strictly rationed to 1/5 of a cup of water per day. Your throat burns. Fred Hayes develops a severe kidney infection. Every movement requires massive effort. Wah! A new, deadly, invisible threat emerges. Every time you exhale, you release carbon dioxide. The lunar module's small scrubbers cannot handle the breath of 3 people. The CO2 levels are rising dangerously fast. It is a toxic gas. If it reaches a certain level, you will pass out, suffer brain damage, and never wake up. What can you do? Houston comes up with an insane, desperate plan. They tell you to build a makeshift filter. You must fit a square carbon dioxide scrubber from the dead command module into the round hole of the lunar module. You use duct tape. You use cardboard taken from a flight manual cover. You use plastic storage bags and parts of a spacesuit. It looks like a messy high school science project, but it works. The CO2 levels finally drop. You can take a deep breath again. Suspenseful, but the nightmare is not over. You are slightly off course. If your angle is wrong, you will skip off the Earth's atmosphere and be lost in space forever. Without the main navigation computer, you have to manually fire the engines. You use the line dividing day and night on Earth through your window as a guide. It is a manual burn, done entirely by hand and eye. If your hand shakes, you die. You are approaching Earth. Now comes the final, ultimate test. You must power up the frozen command module for re-entry. No one has ever powered up a dead, frozen spacecraft in flight before. Will the frozen electronics short-circuit and start a fire? Will the parachutes, packed in the freezing cold, actually deploy? Urgent. You say goodbye to the Aquarius lifeboat and strap into your seats. You hit the Earth's atmosphere. The heat shield reaches a blinding 5 noon degrees Fahrenheit. The crushing G-forces push heavily against your chest. Then, the communications blackout begins. The extreme heat creates ionized gas that blocks all radio signals. Dramatic pause. Usually, this blackout lasts exactly 3 minutes. But your entry angle is unusually shallow. 3 minutes pass. Houston calls out to you. Silence. 3.5 minutes pass. Nothing but static. 4 minutes pass. The world holds its breath. Has the heat shield failed? Are you burning up in the sky? At 4 minutes and 27 seconds, a voice cracks through the radio. Houston, this is Odyssey. Glad to see you again. You burst through the thick clouds. 3 beautiful, massive orange and white parachutes open perfectly in the sky. You splash down safely in the warm waters of the Pacific Ocean. You are freezing. You are severely dehydrated. You have lost 14 pounds. But you are breathing real Earth air. You have just survived the most successful failure in the history of space exploration.